Good evening, ladies. Welcome to Miss Universe Pakistan first ever blind introduction. To begin our special and very unique blind introduction, let me introduce to you first to the national director and the franchise owner of Miss Universe Pakistan, Mr. Josh Yugen. Josh?
Hi, hi, ladies. Hi, everyone. So excited to have you all here.
Also, we have here the CEO of a model management and a fashion influencer, Miss Mercy Maddox.
Hello, nice to meet you guys.
Another empowered woman with us, fashion icon, Lisa Opie.
Hi everyone, thank you for having me.
So, girls, today, as I've mentioned on the email, we are going to do a very unique blind introductions. So, Josh, we're going to ask you one question, and you are going to answer based on your order of number, so 1 to 10. And then the next question will come from Mercy. So, Mercy, we're going to ask you one question, and all the girls are going to answer based on the numbering as well. And then after that, Lisa will ask you the last question, and you girls are going to ask again based on your number. The last round of questions will come from you girls. So number one, we're gonna ask number two. Number two, we're gonna ask number three, and so on and so forth. And we have to keep our identity um, anonymous tonight. So we're all only gonna hear your voices on how you answer this introductions and the questions of our jury for tonight. And this is all recorded as well, and we're gonna publish this after a week. That's why I have you all sign the NDA and all the documents. So, Josh, would you like to start our blind introductions formally?
Ladies, welcome to the blind introductions of Miss Universe Pakistan, the first ever in the history. So I know all of you would create history. But first and foremost, I would like to congratulate you because, of course, after thousands of applicants, trimming it down to top 100, then top 20, then now top 10, you're all winners. And we're very, very excited to actually do this announcement. But of course, as also with my other franchise, which is Miss Universe Bahrain, we did blind introductions because, I always say to the media or even to the candidates when they ask me, Josh, what are you looking for a winner? I'm looking for someone who is beyond a beautiful face or a beautiful body. She must be an inspirational representative of Miss Universe Pakistan organization. Someone who will understand that compassion for the earth, nature, animals, and humanity is the core of her purpose. Someone that would use her voice for the voiceless and will share her talent as a gift to inspire thousands or even millions of young girls to be their best and reach their dreams. Someone with patience when she has nothing and humility when she has everything. Someone who is armored with bravery but also is empowered to benevolence. Someone who can work and support the organization with the purpose of propagating growth, inclusivity, and kindness. So, without further ado, I would like to ask you the first question, which is, I guess, the same question that I asked all of the girls for the blind introductions. Describe yourself. Tell me what are your dreams, your hobbies, what makes you smile, what makes you laugh, what makes you cry, what's your purpose in life, what's your advocacy, and why do you deserve to become the first ever Miss Universe Pakistan?
Success would definitely be my goal in life, and that is to see both highs and lows of success, not just being the most successful person or the richest, to be the person at the very top and at the very low, to accept help from others and to give help to others. And I believe that the reason I could be the first title holder for Miss Pakistan Universe is because I've experienced life both in Pakistan and outside of the country, and I believe that poverty is a huge component as to why Pakistan is not as glowing of a country in terms of money and whatnot and education. And I believe that if that type of money is raised, that knowledge and education is given, it can become a country of great pride for all women. Thank you.
I feel like the only reason why I wanted to be
successful. So I started working at a really young age when I was 17 years old. Was also because I came from a broken family, and I feel like just looking at my mom, when you look at Pakistani households, like a lot of people, especially women, are not allowed to like study further or like to do things in life because they think that their most important goal is to just take care of the family or have kids or look after their husband, right? Looking at, growing up, I didn't want that for myself, and I knew that I wanted to be successful. I never wanted to rely on anybody. I wanted to complete my education. I wanted to be independent. So if I obviously eventually would want to get married, but like obviously for everybody who has goals in life, I would never want to rely on anybody for anything, and as how it does happen in the rest of the world. But yeah, I feel like personality-wise, I'm a very happy-go-lucky person. But it comes to points when everybody's emotional in their own way. I'm also not a planner in life. So if you ask me what I want to do tomorrow, I will not have anything. I feel like I just live my life by the flow. And I feel like sometimes I just want to take a back seat and let universe do its magic. Thank you.
It is a pleasure to be amongst all these awesome ladies out here and to partake in such a huge opportunity. So thank you so much, Josh, Ian, and the rest of the team. Currently, I'm a lead digital and artificial intelligence strategist at one of the Fortune 100 companies here in the United States. And I'm born and raised in Pakistan and brought my roots here. My background is mathematics and statistics, and what I do is break down complex problems and simplify them into outcome-based experiences that are focused on helping customers of the industry, right? Primarily using artificial intelligence. And it's a very unique skill because it requires a certain set of passion, and my goal is to empower women and ensure they also have a voice and a seat at the table in these popular conversations about artificial intelligence using ChatGPT, because I believe women in their day-to-day lives are problem solvers. And so my push is, how might I inspire and continue to influence other women so that we can grow a community of like-minded individuals, right? Especially Pakistani women. And so I know thousands of Pakistani women are out there, hustling, and I want to make sure they have a seat at the table. Two of my passions are increasing the influence and attention on education, self-sufficiency, as well as helping the voiceless and the helpless. I believe education is a right for every individual, rich or poor, and quality education should be readily available and accessible for all. I know that is, other women out here also speaking about the agenda of the extreme poverty differences in Pakistan, from rich to poor. So that is one of my goals, is how do I ensure and support these women to get a proper education and career so that they don't have to rely on anybody and they're able to go after their goals, whether it's to be a career woman or a mother or both, right? And then my second passion is to support other voiceless beings amongst ourselves, which are animals. And I've been supporting local shelters as well as adopted and cared for several animals that have needed. And so I believe that this platform would allow me to make an impact and progress this work on a much larger scale and hopefully be able to get the support I need to help wonderful women, animals, and a lot of people across and lead an inspired change. Thank you.
I believe being successful is defined by multiple identities, which make me who I am. Some of those identities include being Pakistani American, an entrepreneur, student, creator, competitive dancer, and a designer. I'm also the co-founder of a beauty brand that works to contribute to the betterment of the world through our passion for justice and representation. I advocate on behalf of my social impact initiative, which is called Pathways to Success, academic and financial support, where I volunteer with nonprofit organizations to raise awareness of inequalities that exist within our education systems. As Miss Universe Pakistan, I want to show our community that we are worth it, we are capable, and we are natural born leaders, just like anyone else. If I'm chosen as Miss Universe Pakistan, I want to bring light to the inequalities, such as health concerns and education inequalities in Pakistan and also in the United States. I hope that my advocacy will someday create a better place to live in, especially for future generations. I believe being Miss Pakistan is important for all Pakistan women and to show who we are in real life and outside of social media too.
Okay, I hope you guys can hear me. Hi to all, hope everyone's doing well. So I would like to answer the first part of the question, that is introduction. So I would like to start my introduction as a really, really strong and Pakistani woman, first of all. And I'm extremely honored to present my country for Miss Universe Pakistan for the first time. So let's start with the introduction. I'm 24 years old, and for the past 3 years, I've been in the I've had the incredible privilege and experience of working as a fashion model in Pakistan. It has been a tremendous journey of self-discovery, empowering, and pushing the boundaries to become the person who I am today. I'm really proud of myself because despite of all the hurdles and challenging as being a minority of Pakistan and becoming from nobody to somebody, I always mention this, a better version of myself by working hard every single day, willing to learn every day, and willing and ready to face every difficulty. So that is something that makes my soul really, really happy. I actually, to be honest, never thought of becoming Miss Universe of Pakistan. But now that I think about it, it seems like a perfect opportunity for me to fulfill my dreams, hopes, and desires for the betterment of Pakistan. The change that you and I and other people wish to see. It's a platform that can help me showcase the brighter side of my country and also the betterment of Pakistan. So let's go to the second part of the question: why I should deserve to be the next Miss Universe Pakistan. So I'm proud to represent my country where I've always lived my life, where I've personally experienced the daily struggles that needs to change in Pakistan, and also promote the brighter side of it. I want to be a helping hand to bring that change. And as a minority of Pakistan, I want to tell and represent a diverse community. My goal is not to just display outer beauty to the world, but also highlight the inner beauty. And as I mentioned earlier, that Pakistan is a diverse nation with people from various faiths, and it is really important we build an environment of acceptance. So I would love to collaborate with organizations that empower gender equality, caste equality, color, culture. Education is another important aspect that is really close to my heart, and I would really want to work towards that. I'm really passionate about women empowerment. So I believe I deserve to be the next title holder of Miss Universe Pakistan for several reasons. Firstly, I worked tirelessly to break barriers and challenges by pursuing a career in modeling in Pakistan. And I think by telling my story and journey, I can become a symbol and hope for, the young girls, the ones who wish to follow their dreams, regardless of any reason, just the way I did. Thank you so much for listening.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so honored to be one of the finalists. Just a little bit about myself. I was born in Pakistan and I moved to the United States at the age of 8. I'm currently a cybersecurity engineer by profession, which demands that I be a great problem solver. However, I am a performing artist by heart. I grew up watching Bollywood movies and that inspired me to become a Bollywood dancer. And what makes me happy the most is when I use my gifts and talents. I believe that we are all uniquely blessed with certain traits and we should all strive to use them to the best of our potential. The gifts that come naturally to me are public speaking and being a leader. I've always naturally adapted to situations where I must lead or speak in front of a large crowd. And it's a trait that a lot of people have pointed out to me about myself and they admire the most about me. And when I see the future, the first Miss Universe Pakistan, I see her as someone who can speak eloquently, who can be a leader and be a trailblazer for the women that are going to come after her. And that is why I think I will make a great Miss Universe Pakistan. One of my weaknesses is that I love to travel, and I consider that one of my weaknesses because it damages my bank account a lot. But I love to travel because it makes me realize how fortunate I am to just be able to take time off and prioritize my mental health and my desire for exploration. And I know that not a lot of people can easily say that. So thank you so much for listening to me, and I'm so honored to be here. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me today. So I am a 26-year-old fashion stylist, model, and mental health advocate, and I was born and raised in New York City. My ultimate goal is to be truly the greatest form of myself that I can be. And I just want to be the woman I dreamt of being as a little girl. So I grew up in a mixed cultured immigrant household as a half Pakistani, half Guyanese woman, but all along I was taught the values of tolerance, understanding, respect, and most importantly, independence. And I wish to use this as a platform to inspire other little girls, especially Pakistani girls, that a Miss Universe can look just like them and have gone through the same struggles as them, and that beauty is beyond image but goes as deep as your heart. And we live in a world where sadly Pakistanis, especially women, continue to face global stereotyping. I myself have gone through it many times, as I'm sure a lot of us have, and I truly wish to contribute to breaking these barriers, not just within the fashion industry I work in, but directly within my community in New York, and with the help of NUP, expand this reach globally. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, how is everyone doing? I would say through my work in various communities, if chosen as the first Miss Universe Pakistan, I will be able to leverage my alliances and establish a strong global presence for the first ever Miss Universe Pakistan. This will be through celebrating the beauties of the country and addressing gender inequality in education through my movement, Music for a Miracle. Throughout my life, I've faced several challenges of finding my own community. I've experienced the struggle of being too Pakistani for Westernized culture and too Westernized for my ethnic community. Despite facing negativity, I've chosen to live fearlessly. This is inspired by Malala's refusal to conform to societal standards. Wearing Pakistan across someone's heart is a significant responsibility. I feel I am equipped to respect my country's values, traditions, and purpose behind its establishment while introducing progressive ideas and concepts. I would say my biggest strength is perseverance, like a racehorse with blinders on, as it has also been my weakness. I've learned to look beyond horizons because what is out of sight is truly out of mind. It is our duty to stay on this racetrack with our dreams in mind, but also enjoy the process on the way there where a person's character is developed. It's hard to find your biggest weakness because a lot of times we do not like to look into ourselves, but looking and reflecting in my own life, I would say my greatest weakness is asking for help when I feel alone. I share this loneliness with so many, and I want to bring company to those who feel alone. I've grown to understand the basis of survival is through social connection. It is the gas pedal to evolution as we communicate, sharing ideas, support, and tools. See, my personal experience where my brother passed away recently with suicide and battled mental health and faced things no one could understand or relate to. He was alone in this fight and ultimately lost. My dad, now paralyzed and unable to speak, lives in confinement of 4 walls at a nursing home. These are examples of loneliness. My dreams are to lend an ear and a voice and a shoulder to lean on and a hand to grab onto for all women that are maybe afraid to step outside of confinement due to fear of stigma because there's so much pressure and assumption for all women to sit back and be perfect all the time. This is not the reality of life, and it's not always easy to ask for help when we don't even know if we need it. Wearing the Miss Universe Pakistan title would allow me to honestly lead by example and demonstrate individuality and breaking these stigmas for women in Pakistan that do not know where to start when it comes to following their path and not pressures of their community. I would say I'm a singer, so using my voice verbally and vocally through lyrics as an expression through music is my ultimate happiness, as it's been my own solace. It's my God-given gift, and that is where I find success. But it is where music that I turn my purpose into my dream, into my strength is perseverance despite these negative comments, obstacles, and just like one of my songs. And actually a phrase my dad always told me growing up, tough times don't last, tough people do. Thank you.
I'm 23 years old. I'm a law and an interior design student. I'm really interested in exploring and experimenting with different things in life. So one basic introduction about me is that I was born in Pakistan, but I was raised in Malaysia. So as you guys know, Malaysia is a diverse country where there's a lot of different types of people and all. And what I've learned from this is that no matter what you look like, no matter where you're from, all of us tend to really rely on each other in terms of if anyone needs help or anything, they help each other and all. So I want this thing to be in Pakistan, because usually in Pakistan there is this societal issues in terms of, how do I say this, like in terms of this issue where they say that the rich gets richer and the poor gets poorer, so they usually don't get close to the poor people. And my dream is that I want Pakistan to be a strong country. As you guys know what's going on in Pakistan right now. And I want all those issues to be eliminated. I hope so it happens that way in the future as well. And I will say that my weaknesses are, it's one of my weaknesses is definitely public speaking, which I'm trying to tackle by joining Miss Universe Pakistan, as I had to force myself to take classes for it and to speak up. And I'm challenging myself through this way. And then the other challenge that I face is self-doubt. I try to negate these thoughts in my mind, and I try to be active and ignore my thoughts and just take action towards it. And my strength, I believe, is leadership and teamwork, because I do not believe in whether you win or you lose. I believe in the effort and the hard work that we put in as a team. I don't care about the results. And I would like to actually advocate for gender discrimination in whereby there is male dominance in higher positions of the company and different fields. Even if that fields is filled with female, it's at the highest level of position is usually the males who are given those positions compared to female, because they are seen as how do I say this? They are seen as if they have submissive role compared to male who are seen as dominant role. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. And last for this round, number 10.
Hello, everyone. I am so grateful to be here. I hope you can hear me. Awesome.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Awesome. So I was born in Pakistan and I moved to New York at the age of 2. I'm a licensed property and casualty agent, and I have been in this field for quite some years. I also am a choreographer and a host or MC for events all around the States. I also had the privilege to host and interview Miss Universe Herna Sandu twice last year, which was such a surreal experience, and I'm so grateful because it motivated me even more to step up to this platform. I'm also a certified EKG technician, which was a course I decided to take because my mom had open heart surgery. I wanted to understand her condition more. This was pretty ironic because several years later, I was diagnosed with long QT syndrome, which is a heart condition that causes fatal heartbeats that could lead to cardiac arrest. This led me to be an advocate for the American Heart Association so dearly. I was misdiagnosed my entire life with epilepsy and only got to know of my condition when I had a fainting episode in 2020. It's very important for our youth and adults to regularly check their hearts and overall health and receive proper education on cardiovascular diseases, the signs to watch out for, and how to lead healthier lives. Even today, in over 57 countries, women are denied education and healthcare and go on living with diseases that are diminishing their lives. That is something I am determined to change. Education and healthcare is so important for our women so they can fully step into the shoes they have the ability to step into. I don't let my condition get in the way of my goals, and I want others to know that they don't have to do that either. I want the world to know that Pakistani women aren't oppressed and controlled women like many of the world's stereotypes claim to say. We are strong, we are vibrant, we are bold, and we deserve a seat in the room, a seat where our voices are heard and our opinions matter enough to make a change and positive impact in our communities and throughout the universe. With this title, I would like to be I would to the best of my capabilities have given better education to youth and adults to learn to lead healthier lives mentally and physically, and to never limit themselves to society's standards. I used to think my heart was my weakness, but it has actually become my motivation. Strength is definitely my resilience. Thank you.
Great job, girls. Josh, do you want to say something before we proceed with Mercy's question?
Well, I feel like I was watching a real Miss Universe conference, and I'm very honored to have you all. And I'm pretty sure before we start with Mercy, maybe Lisa or Mercy have, some reactions as well. But I'm very proud of you guys, and I'm looking forward to seeing all your works, advocacy, and purpose very, very soon.
Mercy, would you like to say something before you officially ask the girls, or and then maybe probably Lisa can comment on that round as well?
I feel that everybody has such compelling stories and initiatives, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys do with them and how you continue to share your story and your mission with the world. So very proud of you guys.
I'm so proud of you for making it this far. I loved all of your responses. Please don't make it harder for me to pick the next round because right now I'm having such a hard time. So it's an honor to meet all of you guys.
So my question to you ladies, as the first ever Miss Universe Pakistan, how would you convince a brand to support the mission of Miss Universe Pakistan, especially with having notions and stereotypes about pageantry?
So I believe that the best way to convince a brand to support the mission of Miss Pakistan Universe is by allowing the brand to share the same vision and the same mindset that you have. So if your vision is to reduce the poverty in Pakistan, because for example, a lot of child labor in Pakistan is at its highest due to the poverty. Children work endless hours for pennies a day. The best way for a brand to support this is by contributing more than half of their profits to those children and allowing the mindset of those children to change, because now these children have more capacity and more nourishment to have better education, to have better environments to live in, and all over their mindset will change and it will make them more motivated. They will have more resources to be successful. Thank you.
I think for to just be able to convince a brand to support Miss Universe Pakistan, I feel like the first and foremost reason would be because Pakistan does not have platforms like these, where, especially for women, where they put women out and put them out there to represent Pakistan or to do something for the country. So I feel like when we have opportunities like these, brands would be more open to kind of seeing, and especially I feel like once this entire thing comes out and they know how you guys went through the whole process of it, or just starting with blind introductions and not completely and fully based on how somebody looks or how somebody speaks. I mean, obviously, yes, speaks, but like just not based on looks, right? I feel like that is something that the brands would definitely support. I do know that there are a lot of brands who support feminism or who stand for women or who stand for women's rights, but I feel like we don't have a platform which is big enough or has been existing in Pakistan to be able to do something for women rather than just speaking about it.
Yeah, that is an awesome question. So pageantry has always been showcases primarily just focused on beauty, right? And which is why I'm absolutely so excited and privileged that we are not just focused on the beauty aspect of this, but also on how well are you able to articulate and communicate yourself? How well are you able to inspire and lead with change? And so that in itself is already a positive promise to any brand around, hey, this is what the Miss Universe Pakistan stands for, right? Additionally, thinking about the prior Miss Universes and the several women that have already led, and all the different advocacies and the different human rights and the animals and the different climate change that they're already supporting and advocating, and what this really truly stands for, and highlighting those missions. So sharing prior data of how we've already been performing and been leading and inspiring change, and also helping them understand my personal brand, my passion, my diligence, and my agenda towards helping women. And not only just women, you need to also have everyone else have that proper education to understand the role of women in the society and how to allow women to have a voice. And additionally, my passion for animals as well would be part of my personal brand to communicate to these brands of how we want to support my mission in moving my mission farther ahead and using this platform to do so. So that would be my take, to go after the brand, to communicate this is what they need to invest in. This is the future for not just for Pakistan, but for the rest of the world. Thank you.
I believe the best way to convince a brand to support the Miss Universe Pakistan is to show them all the amazing advocacy that all the Pakistan women are doing. I believe showing is better than telling someone than what we do, Convincing a brand through the statistics and the results of our advocacy work will be able to help the brand support and contribute to our mission. This will show everyone that we are an amazing organization that is not just about beauty, but about the beauty that we can contribute to the world. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for the question. So I believe in order to convince a brand, it's really important to research the brand, gain a deep understanding of the brand's values and mission, and after that, highlight the benefits, that what are the benefits that the audience going to get, showcase audience research, arrange a meeting or presentation. Public speaking, I believe, is something that is really, really strong, and people get inspired. Awareness campaign, also promote, use social media for a change, and challenge stereotypes and discrimination. So I think collaborating through social media and other platforms to tell the brand's benefits as well, and the benefit that other people are going to get, I think the brand would be definitely interested to promote Miss Universe of Pakistan. Thank you.
The best way to convince someone to support is to educate them about the topic. A lot of times when we are biased or have stereotypes, it's because we are not educated enough on the topic. And I think that's one of the main reasons why pageantry has such a negative image, because people only see the glitz and glam side of pageants. But from my experience in pageantry, I think it requires a lot more than a perfect walk and a pretty face to hold a pageant title. At the end of the day, anyone can really look the part, but not many can be the part. And I think that's what all pageantry is about. Thank you.
Hello, thank you so much for that question. So the best way I could convince a brand to support this organization, especially with the stereotyping of pageantry, is to showcase my vision and my heart as Miss Universe Pakistan. Many have the preconceived notion that pageantry is demeaning to women, but I have never felt more empowered to showcase my platform and voice than when I began competing in pageantry. It truly is sisterhood on and off the stage, with a village of support behind those curtains. And overcoming my past struggles with mental health helped segue me into working with a mental health organization, showing we're not just here for the glitz and glam, but we truly are here to make change. Breaking that stereotype of what a beauty queen is involves not just telling, but showing brands that beauty truly runs skin deep. And with Pakistan competing its first year at Miss Universe, this collaboration would be a first of its kind. And I hope to help spark this fire of exposure and transformation. Thank you.
Honestly, as the first Miss Universe Pakistan, I would start out by convincing a brand to support Miss Universe Pakistan by highlighting the opportunity to challenge these stereotypes, emphasizing social impact, and showcasing market potential, proposing collaboration on challenging stereotypes, and presenting success stories, which will emphasize that Miss Universe Pakistan fosters beauty and brains. I worked closely with a vast network of fashion, beauty, and charitable companies and organizations that are proud of my Pakistani roots and that celebrate them. Through my work in just South Asian New York Fashion Week, South Asian music collaborations, during my time when I spent in Pakistan and other countries, has shown unity despite stereotyping. And not just Pakistani, but also neighboring countries with a dichotomy of beliefs. I've first-handedly seen that participating in these fashion, media, and music has bridged divides and brought more support and involvement of various global companies to Pakistan's rich culture. I really believe that if wearing high heels, singing, and speaking at various events with the Miss Universe Pakistan sash brings more involvement, then I will gladly stand for that. I'm able to leverage these brand alliances to establish a strong presence for the Yugen's team first Miss Universe Pakistan and make a global impact. I feel that just like a strong presence for Miss Universe Pakistan would definitely help by understanding that we are not just what we are on the outside, which is the basis of what we are doing today with these blind introductions. So overall, to be parsimonious, I would focus on the transformative power of Miss Universe Pakistan by educating the brands and companies on breaking stereotypes, because it is these stereotypes that will limit the evolution of the country and make a social impact by tapping into larger consumer markets and collaborations with the brands and fostering positive changes. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for the question. Okay, the first thing I actually, instead of just informing them about what's going on in Pakistan and all that, just speaking about it, I would rather take them to a field trip for them to see how Pakistan is like actually and why they should actually support the pageant as well. There is a reason why we have Miss Universe Pakistan, because Pakistan needs a voice. I'm pretty sure everyone knows what's going on in Pakistan. So I really, really hope that the brand will support Miss Universe Pakistan as well. And I want them to see with their own eyes with what's going on, what issues are going on with women over there. Like for child labor, for example, I've seen this with my own eyes when I was in Pakistan last year. With child labor, this actually a contract was signed by their ancestors because they were not educated. They do not know how many debt they have head of the villages. I want people to actually see the root problem behind child labor, on why this stuff is happening. And because of these issues, Miss Universe Pakistan should be supported by brands so that we can voice out these issues and raise awareness instead of just telling them what the issues are. I really want them to see with their eyes before we speak more about this. And for people assuming what pageant is, it's actually true that people think about it as a I don't want to sound mean, but people think about it as if it's a fashion show, fashion platform just for walk and all, and people do not care about anything. They don't care about what you talk about. It's just because of your clothes, the way you speak, the way you walk. I think that's important, but they should know that depending on what you talk about, and it depends on how you work for your country. I mean, like, I thought the brand will support Miss Universe Pakistan and all that. Yeah, thank you.
I don't think I would have to convince a beauty brand too hard to be a part of the mission for Miss Universe Pakistan, because they should be proud to be connected to such an empowering organization. It gives us a platform to showcase our talents, to take space in fields that we deserve to be in. Women, even today in Pakistan, do not have the resources to get ahead in fields they want to get ahead in. Through Miss Universe, we would have a platform to voice our opinions and help ourselves and others become resilient, independent, and to be a light to make positive change in our country. Thank you.
Well, though I cannot see you ladies, I can actually feel you. And it's the most important thing because it's the purpose of blind introductions. I just want to say that there's no right, there's no wrong answer for me. There are a few standouts. I was really touched. But of course, all of you are winners. So thank you so much.
As a business owner and maybe a potential sponsor for Miss Universe Pakistan, Josh, we need to talk later. I really liked your responses, and I'm really excited to see where you might potentially take my brand.
All right, Mercy, are you satisfied with the answer of the girls?
Yes, I am, and I'm really appreciative that some answers included a highlighting of the current situation in Pakistan, and especially highlighting child labor and such. So I feel there's many opportunities there, and I'm glad that within your answers there's substance in highlighting those issues. Great job, ladies.
And now it's time to hear from our third jury. Lisa, your question to the girls, please.
All right, ladies. So as the first Miss Universe Pakistan, what would your legacy be from your reign?
Let's start with number one.
Thank you for that question, Lisa. So I believe that as the first Miss Universe Pakistan, my legacy would definitely revolve around poverty in Pakistan. And a lot of that poverty focuses, as I said earlier, on the mindset and the vision that you have for yourself. The environment that you surround yourself with, the people that you surround yourself with have a huge impact on life, and they truly do give you the sense of direction. Unfortunately, not everybody has the right sense of direction, and everybody has a different definition of what the right sense of direction may be. So I believe that if raising more funds to give to educational institutions to provide to these children who are stuck in labor for only pennies a day can confidence, can change their mindsets, and can change their vision, Pakistan can be an overall much better country for both men and women. Thank you.
Hi, thank you for your question, Lisa. So for somebody who was born in Pakistan, who's also lived the entire life in Pakistan, and I mean, mind you, I've also represented Pakistan on international level in Hollywood. I mean, as small as the part may be, I feel like when I was chosen amongst the billions of girls who definitely applied for the role that I did, I realized, I mean, I didn't realize it until the thing came out that I was approached by so many people, and I was told how there are so many girls, so many Pakistani girls, and so many Pakistani girls, not just in Pakistan, but across the world, who look up to me, and they see it as a fact how just because Pakistan does not have any opportunities or it doesn't let you be out there, it doesn't stop you from dreaming or to think that where you might end up tomorrow. So my legacy would just be for the girls to not stop dreaming, and especially like when when you live in Pakistan, and I mean I'm well traveled and everything, but I feel like you only know the true substance of the Pakistani difficulties and all the issues that you have to face is when you're living here constantly and you see things around you, like in terms of everything, like a house labor and how I mean, even the working conditions, honestly, because I've also worked as a costume designer in the industry, how we don't have unions. Pakistan doesn't have unions. So that is something that I want to stand up for once I do have something that I can stand up with where to just make sure that the working hours are in like human to just a human being. It's not just for women, but also for everybody else. How sometimes we, despite of for not having a union or like for people to stand up for you regarding everything, we sometimes end up working 35 hours straight when so I feel like that is just working conditions in Pakistan, not just for the poor people, but also for the educated who are just out there hustling to just make their names in the world. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, thanks for the question, Lisa. My legacy would be to build schools to provide education to Pakistani children. Currently, the Pakistani literacy rate is around a 55 to a 58%, which is extremely low. That is an estimated population of 60 million people without any education. A country like Pakistan with so much diversity and so much creativity, like especially if you consider all of these women on these platforms representing Pakistan, because they were able to get the resources and the privilege, look how far we've all been able to come. And I want to be able to support and give that to the same children and people back there. Currently, I've been supporting that. So I am part of a non-governmental organization in Pakistan that supports education and tries to build school. But I do have limited capacity. And so I believe the Miss Universe platform will be able to give me and be able to make this and progress it on a larger scale. And so my passion would be to continue to teach and educate about not only education and books, but how to be better human beings, how to be able to help each other out, even vocational activities around rural areas, if that is what's needed for women and what goals. So I want it to be more outcome-based and what do you want to do and what do you want to be, and how might we be able to create more leaders in this space, and especially Pakistani leaders who are able to bring more agendas. And I think we've talked about child labor, we talked about other examples as well. So how might we diminish or eliminate those is if we continue to improve on our education and create more self-sufficient women who are able to protect themselves. There's also a lot of, there's sometimes we've heard about throwing acid in women in rural areas and things like that. And why that happens once again, it's because there's a lack of understanding and education of the role of women. And so those are all very near and dear to my heart. And, society continues to grow. However, the education gap continues to be larger. And so that is definitely hopefully going to be one of my legacies, you know, as we continue to progress in this. So thank you so much.
Thank you for your question. I want my legacy to be related to my social impact initiative, which I highlighted earlier. With my initiative Pathways to Success, Academic and Financial Support, I volunteer with nonprofit organizations to make sure that every child has access to resources necessary for a fair and equal education. As an advocate for inequality, it is also important to understand that the world we live in is not always an equal place. We must ensure that it is equal most of the time. I am passionate about this issue because I grew up in a single parent, low income household. I am also a first generation student. As Miss Universe Pakistan, I want to expand my reach because education is a global issue. My mission is to ensure that one's education and future goals are possible no matter their background or place of living. I want to be the change that I want to see in the world. Thank you.
Yes, Lisa, thank you so much for the question. So, my legacy will be a few things. I'm just going to point out. First is education, as I mentioned earlier. It is very important aspect that I would closely, would love to work on. In Pakistan, people face various challenges like, limited opportunities because of their gender, what background do they belong from, and many more. So I would love to participate with organizations that promote such trainings to women to enlighten them so they know their basic rights, which every individual deserves. So, they are financially independent. And I'm really passionate about women empowerment, and just not women, but men. So you see, as living in Pakistan, I've experienced, in different areas, like, what are the needs and necessities, like gender equality, like coming from, I'm a minority of Pakistan. I've worked tirelessly, and, I've worked day and night to challenge stereotypes and discrimination that I've personally experienced. And since I live in Pakistan and planning to live here, the women that have made wonders were, for example, like Malala Yousafzai, Arfa Karim, Sharmeen Bait Chinoy. They've worked day and night living in Pakistan, keeping all the problems in mind. So they're running NGOs. So I would love to work, for towards education, health, and sanitation in rural areas. That is really important. That is not really highlighted, and people don't really visit the area. So I would love to work over there. And another, religious and ethical harmony, to celebrate cultural diversity and to bring the, enlighten people that, it doesn't matter what color, caste, color, culture you belong from. We're all equal as Pakistanis. So I would love to work towards that. Thank you.
Hi, the title of Miss Pakistan Universe gives me the opportunity to share a message of hope, especially to the religious minorities of Pakistan. I want to have open conversations about minority rights during my reign, and representation of the religious minorities is so important to me because I belong to one myself. And every time I've shared my religious background to people, they've always been confused because they consider Pakistan a Muslim country. While that is true, I want more people to know that the white part of the Pakistani flag signifies the minority groups of Pakistan, which makes up approximately 4% of the Pakistani population. And I know that with my advocacy, I can educate more people about the diversity of the Pakistani people. And during my reign, my biggest goal would be to champion a movement that promotes minority rights and religious equality. And I know that being Miss Pakistan Universe gives me the chance to lead that movement. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that question, Lisa. So in the past, I have struggled with anxiety and depression. And so I hope that my legacy centers on mental health awareness and breaking the stigma, especially within my culture and similar South Asian cultures. Within my culture, discussing mental health is normally considered taboo and kept hushed within households. Yet so many of us, I'm sure many of us even on this call, have struggled with our mental health at some point. It was one of the loneliest times of my life. Yet through my exposure to pageantry, I have actually felt empowered by my pageant sisters who shared in my struggles to seek therapy and to then work closely with SAGE USA, which is the nation's largest and oldest organization focused on improving everyday life for LGBTQIA+ through virtual calls with elders as a virtual pen pal, because I too have felt alone and found little support within my own culture. So I hope to be essentially the hand to hold for other girls and women that I as a young girl needed and wished for and prayed for. And so I hope to show as the first Miss Universe Pakistan that a Miss Universe is not perfect. She too can struggle just like you. She can overcome and she can then empower others as I have been blessed to do. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the question, Miss Lisa. Following in the footsteps of my grandmother's legacy, who was unable to receive a formal education, but she educated herself at home, proves that when there is a will, there is a way. She opened up educational trust in the country to ensure women will be able to receive books and tools to hire their own education. I'm an offspring of her legacy, and I want to extend this legacy as the first ever Miss Universe Pakistan. Currently in Pakistan, women make up the largest population of the sadly growing, declining literacy rate. It is cyclical since my grandma's time. In December, while I was in Pakistan, I partnered with the Pakistan Institute of Music Education, founded by Mr. Sohail Khan. We organized musical instruments and volunteers to visit women in villages during the floods when they were unable to leave due to the environmental impact of the floods. We are currently working to implement a more creative-based learning approach to the current science, technology, engineering, math coursework seen in the country. This will ultimately, as I've seen already, increase skills for the youth and open up jobs for them down the line. This is my self-actualization, regardless of the Miss Universe Pakistan title. This is my goal for life. And first ever Miss Universe Pakistan title will give me the platform to leave a legacy and various communities introduce my ideas. My legacy truly will be to improve the educational system in Pakistan by implementing this artistic approach, providing cognitive skills and emotional positive externalities, leaving a lasting footprint for females and all genders actually, and not just the country, but globally, that you can too step outside of normalities and you will never be able to just please everyone. And just like Malala and so many around the world, not just in Pakistan, they fight for their own dreams and rights, which is not easy, but it is worth it. We cannot make everyone smile, and I want to remind them that you just can't. And as the first ever Miss Universe Pakistan, it is our goal to honestly make yourself smile, because at the end of the day, that's what really is important, because we cannot please everyone.
Hi, thank you, Miss Lisa, for the question. For the legacy part, I would like to talk about gender inequality between male and female in the household itself. The issue with this is if it started from the house itself, that there is no difference between male and female. Both of them can get education. Both of them can work towards anything that they want, instead of male being putting forward instead of making male as a priority to gain education or to get healthcare first and getting inheritance right and all. This is a big issue in Pakistan as well, where if it's among siblings, it's usually the brothers who have more rights over their sisters. So I want this thing to end in the household itself, so that they can take this issue outside and they can apply it to real world in terms of employment rate and all. Because I believe that in Pakistan right now, no matter how hard the women work, no matter how many skills they have, how many experience they have, male are always preferred over women, because they believe female do not have that much ability as male. Whereas if you think about it, women are multitaskers. Like they can take care of their family, and it's usually joint family in Pakistan. They're taking care of their grandparents, their great-great-grandparents and all that, their children, their aunts' family, and they're taking care about their jobs, their careers and all. They are not leaving their responsibilities away, and they're still working hard. But they are being undervalued because they're considered as a woman. I want this issue to be raised really badly because I feel like women in Pakistan are really, really good, regardless of whether they are working in offices or they are working in a village or something. I feel like female women should get more opportunities compared to male, because it's easier for male to get opportunities in Pakistan, but for female it's a bit difficult. And it's really difficult for women to get out in Pakistan in the society as well, as they have to always look around their surrounding and take care of things around them. So what I want women in general to like not overthink and just take action and forget about everything else. That's what I will talk about. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Hi, thank you. My legacy would definitely focus around education and education on healthcare for women. Even today, over 57 countries, women are denied education, education on healthcare, and these women are living limited lives. Heart disease is actually the #1 health issue in Pakistan, and women are more likely to die as a result of it because of poor diet, lack of exercise, and medical resources. They have no education to learn about these ailments or where to get these resources. And I would really, really like to make a change for our women in our country so they can step into their full potential. Thank you.
Well, I'm actually a logophile, but I'm beginning to be speechless now because they gave me so much goosebumps. I feel like I just want to drop the mic. I have never heard a group of women as intelligent as them and as authentic as them. So I'm very, very proud of you guys. But also I'm happy that I am not the final judge because it's going to be very, very hard. Well, I'm very, very thankful to all of your advocacies to your purpose, because I feel like everyone of you is ready to conquer the world, or the universe rather. And I know this for a fact because I've been working with a lot of Hollywood stars and beauty queens, and I know very well that the first ever Miss Universe Pakistan will be a superstar. I know that she will be the next Gal Gadot, coming from Israel, or the next Priyanka Chopra, or the next Ashwarya. So I'm very, very excited for this one. Thank you, Ian.
All are such powerful and driven women that I have no doubt in my mind that you're going to leave an impactful legacy with you. So I'm just very proud of everything that you guys are working on right now and will continue to do. And regardless of the outcome, I hope you keep pursuing that legacy and that dream.
Yes, definitely. And I feel like in that short amount of time that I got to listen to you guys speak about Pakistan, I've learned so much, and I'm motivated to help women empowerment and education and access to healthcare and equality in Pakistan. So, you already impacted my life, and I hope that you can do that on a international platform as well as Miss Pakistan Universe. So keep doing what you're doing. I love all of you guys so much, and it's just so hard for me to narrow it down. So I feel bad for the final judges. I'm glad I only get to pick a few here.
All right, great. So we're moving on to the last part of the blind introduction. So I ask all the girls to actually prepare one question that they're gonna be asking to the girl next to them. So are you ready, number 1, to ask your question to candidate number 2?
Yes, I am. So, candidate number 2, my question for you is, why do you feel like your mission would change the outcome and the course of Pakistani women?
Thank you, number 1. I feel like I've been on like multiple platforms as a panelist to talk about young Pakistani women, making them work in the world. So I feel like not too much out there, but at least amongst the young generation, I can be the voice and I'm sorry, I don't know how to put it in words, but just like I said before, like I just want to be able to have Pakistani girls coming from all sorts of backgrounds, not just the creme de la creme, to have somebody that they can resonate with, to know that there's a normal human being who's lived in Pakistan and who has and just by being in Pakistan, your opportunities are not limited and the sky is the limit. And basically, if you dream of something and if you manifest something, it will happen for you. So I just don't want Pakistani girls and women to stop dreaming for what they want to do in life. Okay, my question with number 3 is, do you think since you've spoken a lot about education also, do you think the youth of this generation is more pressured into as compared to how our generation performed before, like previous generations? And do you think it's a societal pressure or is it the educational pressure that girls have to face these days?
Thanks for the question, number 2. I believe there's been always a sort of a societal pressure on Pakistani people and Pakistani women for the longest time, right? And every age, I believe, had to go through a different challenge. At first, it was women being even able to come out, and be sitting shoulder to shoulder to men, right? And being able to get that far ahead. And now coming to an age of, hey, women are going to schools, but as I mentioned earlier, there's still half of the population that is still lacking the proper education and resources, right? So I believe that the pressures are definitely there, definitely slightly different challenges. I don't think there's a pressure for education, but I do think there is I would spin it on its head and say there is an increased need for learning out there that, and now that I do think how cell phones and mobile phones and digital experiences are readily available, I do think it is, every individual's duty to be able to step out of those norms, educate themselves, right? I mean, if you're being told something from the get-go, I understand that's how you form your opinion. But now that you have all these resources available at the fingertips, I think it's every individual's purpose, just like all you women out here who are doing such fantastic jobs in all your different areas, that we should be able to provide those resources so that these smart individual men, women are able to, progress in their agenda, educate themselves, and continue to outlive these pressures and, help understand the role of women in society and be able to bridge those gaps. And I think some of you talked about income disparity, some of you talked about inequality, some of you talk about just general societal inequality between men leading the household versus women being, on the back burner because they have to be the supportive party in this family or whatever family that they're a part of. So I do think it's all of our duties, and hopefully, those challenges are always going to be out there. It's how we inspire people to overcome those, and I would love to be a part of that, initiative for sure. Thank you. Awesome. Number 4, what has been a challenge that you've experienced as a woman leader, and how did you overcome it?
Okay. So my biggest challenge was being a first generation student and a low income household because as my social impact, I did not have many resources in life, in school, in colleges. So I went to after school tutor, helping my teachers. Since my mother did not know English, I had to overcome everything and struggle a lot because I did not know English myself. And I believe that asking for help or using your voice is very important because without using your voice and everything, you will have everything crushed in yourself and not let your voice out to express who you are, to express people who you are, how you feel and what you feel about others and the education and everything. Thank you. What do you think is the biggest challenge young Pakistan girls face today?
Thank you so much for that question. I believe the biggest problem the young girls face is lack of confidence and the background they belong from. There are many young girls that are more confident than I am and than you are. I've seen many girls, young girls that are confident enough, but most of the girls lack confidence because of their education. Again, education plays a really important role. What background do you belong from, and what are your cultural norms and beliefs. So I think because of that needs to be focused. Young girls should be trained in a way that you are not lesser than anyone, no matter what color, culture, or background you belong from. And I think that's it. As being a Pakistani woman, I believe that young girls struggle with self-esteem and body image issue that I've personally experienced, like, talking to young girls, a younger generation. So what message would you convey to them to, help promote self-love and confidence? What can you do for them?
Oh my gosh, I actually love that question because body image is something that I also deal with, especially being in pageants. I think there is a requirement that you be a certain size, and if you're not, you're kind of not looked upon that. But I love what you said in your answer about confidence and young Pakistani women lacking that. I do definitely agree with that. And that's why I think it's so important to have role models, to have platforms such as Miss Pakistan Universe, because I think we gain confidence. I feel that confidence is contagious, because when you see somebody confident, and when you see how they carry themselves, that automatically just gives you a vision that you may, that you think your future self would want to be like. So I think it's, my biggest message to somebody who's struggling with self-confidence and to someone with bad self-image, I guess, would be, honestly, I think the best thing I would say is just invest in yourself, and not just from your physical appearance, but I think it has to do more with your education and maybe your hobbies. Maybe there's something that you feel fulfilled with. I think when you do feel fulfilled and content with your life, you don't look on the outside. A lot of the materialistic things don't matter at that point. So I would just tell her to look within. And like I said earlier in my interview, we all have gifts and talents, and we're all gifted. And you just focus on the part where you are blessed, and then your insecurities do minimize when that happens. So thank you so much for the question. If you could handpick qualities of the first ever Miss Pakistan Universe, what qualities would those be?
Thank you, number 6, for that question. It's really quite a beautiful question, actually. I think some defining characteristics I wish to see, if not in myself, in the future Miss Universe Pakistan, is independence, empowerment, and encouraging others to use their voice. We all have a voice. We need to feel empowered to use that voice, and use that voice for good, and use this platform for good. So I think those are traits that I every day work towards having and possessing, and empowering not only just the young girls in my family, my little cousins, but with this platform, feel empowered to showcase to other young girls and other young women that beauty reaches beyond what we see in pageantry. That pageantry really is about giving us a platform to use our voices for good, and helping empower other women to do the same. Okay, number 8. So my question to you is, what is the biggest lesson you have learned growing up Pakistani, and a lesson that you want to share on this platform if you become Miss Universe Pakistan?
Thank you so much, number 7. I mean, I've learned so much growing up. Every day I'm learning. Every day experiencing different things, meeting different people, expanding my brain and intellectual conversations. I would say the biggest thing and the most impactful lesson I've learned so far in my life is that charm strikes the sight, but merit wins the soul. If I were to be chosen as the first Miss Universe Pakistan, that is something I would want to share through all my endeavors with that title for all the women and everyone in the country, not just in the country, but globally, because I believe something my dad taught me, which was that saying, you can be the most beautiful outside, but if you lack substance, then where does that look get you? Looks fade. At the end of the day, what do people remember? They don't remember how skinny you are. They don't remember the hair color. Oh, did you get highlights or what lipstick you're wearing? What they remember is how you treat them and how you make them feel. Merit can be defined as your accomplishments, your accolades, but to me and how I define it is who you are as a person, how you have invested in your talents, turn them into your passion, and utilize that passion to make your purpose in life. So charm strikes the sight, merit wins the soul is not something I've just learned, but something I want all to learn. Thank you. My question for number 9, this is a fun one. I had a very fun time at coming up with these questions. I ended up choosing this question. If you were to win Miss Universe Pakistan and the next morning sit down and have breakfast with the Prime Minister of Pakistan, what is one topic you plan to address for the current state of the country and how you can play a role in navigating this topic?
That's an interesting question. Thank you for the question. Okay. If I win Miss Universe and then the next day I meet the Prime Minister of Pakistan, okay. What I will do is the first thing, I don't really want to sound rude, but I actually want to know what's going on with Pakistan. I want to ask him this question first. After that, I want to ask him what are your plans actually, so that I need to know what his plans are for Pakistan. Then only I can take my next step, because he's the Prime Minister of Pakistan. So I hope he has an amazing plan for us, so that we can grow. And I really hope that he will consider women. He should he should provide funds, like the government should provide funds for the women empowerment, education and security, as well as I've mentioned before, that women in Pakistan have to be really aware about their surroundings. It doesn't matter where you're from. It can happen anywhere. So I feel like I want to deal with this issue when I meet him or something. Yeah. Okay. So my question is, what advice do you have for women who want to work in a male-dominated field?
Thank you so much for your question, number 9. The advice that I would have for a woman wanting to work in a majority men field is to not even look at the fact that there are men and she's women. That does not matter in today's world. That is not something that should be of concern anymore. We shouldn't be judged off of our gender. And I believe if she carries that attitude, she will never feel discriminated in her job or wherever she is. Thank you, number 9.
Hi.
Hi, it's really nice to speak with you. I believe you spoke about poverty, right? Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. So my question for you is, what actions would you take as a Miss Universe to decrease or erase poverty in your country?
Thank you so much for that question. So one of the best ways I believe to decrease poverty is by starting with awareness. A lot of people did not even know about the child labor issue in Pakistan and how bad it is getting and how rapidly it is growing. One of the best ways I feel like to decrease this issue is starting with awareness, going through fundraisers, using platforms and voices such as social medias, pairing with brands, creating partnerships, creating collaborations, and overall making this an issue that covers social media platforms, can make it to the news, something that everyone is aware of, something that can be contributed to, and maybe even starting with smaller actions such as creating a well so that children in villages or areas of higher poverty have clean water to drink. Starting with smaller actions such as that can lead to bigger actions. Thank you for your question.
That's really great, number 1. Thank you.
You blew me off. As I mentioned, I feel like this is the strongest, the bravest, and the most intelligent set of women that I've spoken to, and I can just like listen to you all day. But I also want to thank, of course, our two iconic and empowering judges, Mercy and Lisa. They're also a very inspirational woman, for everyone. And of course, anyone who have seen the Miss Universe Bahrain blind introductions knows that we do have a surprise round. And I know that you are all good in communication, but you're also good listeners. And I pick up a lot of points from all of you, even some, sayings and idioms. The last round, surprise round, would be from number one, asking any girl of her choice, the one who inspired her the most, maybe, or the one who has, if she has suggestions or comments or any reactions to what she said, she can pick anyone. She has the liberty to pick any girl. From number one, you can start, choosing any girl and ask her any question. Then number two, you can ask you any girl any question. So, Ian, we can start with number one.
All right. So number one, do you want to talk or comment to any other girl from the group?
Well, I don't really have a comment for any specific girl, but I just wanted to say that each and every single one of you had amazing answers. And I truly feel like I've gotten to know each of you. I may not know what you look like. I may not know your name, but I feel like I know your story. I can feel your story. Some of you have truly opened up and even been vulnerable. I know about family members. I know about mental health issues. So thank you so much, guys, for sharing your stories. Truly, all of you.
Thank you so much. I just want to ask, is it really necessary to ask a question? Because honestly, like listening to everybody, I am myself in awe about how wonderful and amazing all of you women are. And just, even if I don't make it to the next round, I feel like if I was in Mercedes, Eliza's, or Josh's place right now, I would be really scared to make a decision to let anyone go. So I feel like everybody's amazing, and I wish good luck to everyone. So yeah, I don't have any questions. Thank you.
I echo the same thought, is that it's been super exciting to hear everybody on this platform being able to share their stories and their journeys and how they got here. I do have a question to number 9. As she mentioned a lot about child labor, and I appreciate her sentiment about it. If for whatever reason you're not, let's say, able to progress to the next round, how will you continue to drive your agenda towards solving child labor forward? Or any other agenda, that's okay too.
If you don't mind, can you please repeat the question? Right now. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. No, I was saying, let's say for whatever reason you're not able to progress to the next round, or maybe even the next round further, right? How would you continue to drive the agenda or the problem that you mentioned, which is to eradicate or eliminate child labor?
Okay. So for this issue, I actually went to Pakistan and I've seen this with my own eyes. And then recently I've seen a documentary on this. And I hope people know about it, but I'm not sure it impacted as much as it should. So what I will do is I would want NGOs in Pakistan to be supported, because they don't have the funds and financial support by the government as well. So I feel like if they get enough support, they can help with the child labor as well, because the child labor stuff, it's not really considered as a law. If there is an issue, it's not considered as a law in Pakistan. I'm sure you know that there's this village head issues going on, and then they conquer these villages, and also the police does not have. And so I don't think so the children will have either. So they feel like it's their responsibility to go and work because their parents are working, and they think that that's the only way to survive, and they don't really know. So I really want people to be aware about this, like how on social media platform everyone gets famous. I want this issue to be out as well. It doesn't matter if I win or not, as long as it's out social media or any form of way and all that. Yeah, I think it can work. Okay, yeah, thank you.
Hello. So I just wanted to say I feel very grateful to have this opportunity to learn a lot from a group of Pakistani women, and just hearing all your stories has inspired me to further work towards my social impact initiative and to help push forward people to use your voice and let your voice be heard. Thank you.
Hello, yeah. Actually, I'm so thrilled and happy talking to all the contestants. They've all inspired me. And, through this blind introduction, it has really taught me a lot. And I don't think I have any question. I just hope that, the best one wins, because at the end of the day, all the women out here are representing my country, that is Pakistan. So if it's not me, to anyone out there, to all the strong women out there, I just want to say thank you for inspiring me and the others, and just keep shining. I don't think I have any question for anyone. Thank you so much.
I just want to say number 5, I keep like resonating with everything that you're saying. And I do want to elaborate on what you said. I am so honored to be amongst like one of the 10 of the strongest Pakistani women. And honestly, if it's not me, if any of you win, I'm going to be just as happy. I do want to say something to number 9. It's not a question. It's just, I absolutely support what you are advocating for, only because I relate to it. I come from a low-income family myself, and I started working when I was at the age of 16. I started working, and it was because I felt like I had that pressure of supporting my family, and like I didn't want more financial burden on my parents. So I truly support what you are advocating for, because I have kind of been in that situation, and I wish there were more resources for low-income families. I wish there were more resources for children, so that way they can prioritize their education and prioritize being a child. Because when your child is taken away from you, when your childhood is taken away from you, I think that's it's just it's something that you look back on, you're like, man, I wish I had lived it a little bit differently. So if there's any resources that you need, if there's anything that you need to advocate for your cause, I would be so happy to do that. But everyone else, good luck. And it was lovely just speaking to all the judges. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Oh my God. Okay, can I know who spoke? Like what number?
That was number 6.
You are amazing, first of all, because I can relate this to my dad. He worked really hard. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for working so hard in your life. I'm really, really happy for you.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no. See, I moved to the US and my dad was a taxi driver. And I had to, it's often, it's one of the professions that most, I think, Pakistani dads pursue when they move overseas. So he did that, and it's because of him that I am educated. I pursued higher education, and I'm financially blessed, and also just my career as well. So truly honored.
Oh my goodness, I started tearing up hearing you guys speak. I think I just see so much of myself within all of you girls. My father, when he moved here, started selling newspapers. He moved from Islamabad when he was just in his 20s, and I'm 26, and he just made a life for himself, and I'm here because of him. And I just hear all of you speak, and I see so much of myself in all of you. So thank you so much to all of you for being so vulnerable. I think my number 8, what you said about essentially losing your brother and your father being confined to a nursing home really struck me, speaking about my mental health struggles. So just sending you virtual hugs and love. And I'm so happy that we have a sisterhood now. And again, I see so much of myself in all of you. I never really grew up fully being accepted within the Pakistani community or Guyanese community, because I grew up half, and this year is a huge year in pageantry, because both Miss Universe Guyana and both Miss Universe Pakistan, the two of them are now entering Miss Universe for the first time. So it's just such an exciting year for me. I hope that we all can continue to be trailblazers no matter the outcome. And I am so honored to have stood beside all of you today. And I want to extend my hand. I am always here for whatever you guys need, and I'm so happy to be part of the sisterhood. So I love you all.
I just want to say that means so much to me, number 7, because I feel that mental health is something that goes hidden sometimes, out of sight, out of mind, as I've mentioned before. And it's something I think needs to be addressed. And just to hear us openly talk about it with each other makes me smile, because it is one step in the right direction of creating a more understanding society that is less lonely for people who are battling and for people who have siblings or people that they know struggling and can educate themselves on what to do in this manner. Like I've had 2 people affected to me very personally, and how do I, if I don't have resources and understanding of what to do for them, how can I even do anything? So it's nice that we can have open dialogue like this, and I wish that the rest of society can also lean into this direction. But sorry, I talk a lot. But for number 5, my question is, it's amazing that we've all are semifinalists here. And for the first Miss Universe Pakistan, I've learned that you are a fashion model in the country, as you've overcame many personal battles through this career. And I just want to ask you, how do you plan to utilize your influence to raise awareness and actively work towards eradicating some of the issues in Pakistan?
Thank you so much for that question. As a model in Pakistan, it's been 3 years. So my journey has been really, a motivation. It's going to be motivating for others, because when I started with, zero, with no contacts, no one was there to support me from my family, because I think in Pakistan, being a model, it's something that is not accepted by the society, because of several reasons. So I had to fight for my dreams to, pursue it, and to tell that there is nothing wrong in this, fashion industry. That, I mean, it's as respectable job as any other. So, if I look at my journey, it's been 3 years. By the grace of God, I've worked with almost all high brands of Pakistan. So again, stories make difference. If I'm able to tell stories to young girls that if I can do it without any support, without anyone to push me forward, if I can do it, anyone else can do it. And other people's stories have made difference in my life. I do remember, I don't know if you are aware of an Bollywood actress, Shruti. So I remember that she won the best actress of the year after 10 years. And her words were like, no matter where you belong from, no matter who your father is, no matter who your brother is, no matter where you belong, if you work tirelessly every day, you will achieve it. It took her 10 years to receive that award. And the wise words were that, this is not it. I'm going next year for another award. So I think stories make difference. My story will make a difference to other young girls and will inspire others.
That's amazing, because honestly, I'm sorry to say this, but like that's just inspiring hearing that, because as you said, fashion modeling maybe isn't a
as respected, yeah.
And so it's nice that you are a symbol for that. That's really beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that question. I really appreciate it.
It's quite a chill question. I just want to ask, which part of Pakistan are you guys from, if you don't mind answering?
So I'm from Karachi, Pakistan. Yeah.
Number 3.
I'm number 5. I'm from Karachi, Pakistan. It is also called as the City of Lights.
Thanks, Ian. I'm also from Karachi too. So number 9. That's why I was like so excited about your agenda too, because I witnessed child labor as well. And so if you, just like number 6, if you need a partner in crime to help you support your agenda, holler. I want to be part of the community as well. So I'm definitely excited to be part of this awesome team and sisterhood, as you guys have been describing. It's so cool. I love you guys, all of you.
All right. Number 4.
I'm from Lahore, Pakistan.
Okay, number 5 again. Number 5.
Oh, five mentioned that they're from Karachi, I believe.
Karachi. Okay.
Yeah.
Number 6.
Yes, I'm so sorry, your voice is breaking. Yeah, I'm from Karachi, Pakistan. I've always
All
lived my
right.
life in Karachi. Yeah, thank you.
Cool. Number 6.
So I'm from Rawalpindi, Pakistan.
Number 7.
My father is from Islamabad, Pakistan.
Number 8.
I'm from Lahore, Pakistan, which I like to joke Lollywood instead of Bollywood. It's famous for like Qawwali music and its healing properties, which I see through like my own music and it being therapeutic. So I just think that's in my roots.
All right. Number 10.
Hi, I'm from Lahore, Pakistan, but I moved to New York at the age of 2, and I really wish I can visit back someday.
All right. Number
Amazing.
9. Is that all?
Yep, that's all. I'm from Sialkot, by the way.
I wanted to thank all of you amazing women for your amazing opinions and heartfelt comments. I'm truly in awe because you're all so admirable, and I'm so grateful to be speaking with all of you. My question, and I swear I'm not making this up, was for number 5, and it was the exact question that number 8 asked. So thank you, number 5, for answering my question, and thank you, number
Thank
8,
you so
for
much.
reading my brain.
Do you let me know if you want more clarity, or you want to know more about my experience or anything. I would love to answer.
Sure. Well, I also do modeling, acting, and I do a lot of hosting, but I do it in America. Even here, I see so much, ridiculous comments and discrimination for up. So I don't know, like it really blows my mind that you're doing that over there. I don't know if I'm able to do that so easily. So I wanted to know, were you hesitant to get into this field, or what made you want to start to get into this field? Like, what was your motivation? Break all odds.
So I always wanted to pursue my career towards modeling or acting. So I started initially with, small brands. It was really hard for me to get again, because as being a minority in Pakistan, with people not knowing you, to get, to target the bigger brands is a bit tough. So again, it took me 3 years. And still, I think there's a long way to go, exploring the brands in Pakistan, because, in Pakistan, there are really, platforms where, you can represent yourself. So yeah, I'm still working every day and night for it. But so far, I think it took me 3 years, working every day endlessly to break the stereotypes and to, normalize that it's okay. It's okay if you're from the, minorities, or if you're good at what you do. So, you got it. So it all depends on your hard work and your, passion, and how willing are you to learn every day. You make mistakes, you fail, but again, you get up the next day and you work towards your goals.
I think that's really beautiful. I'm really proud of you, and I wanted to congratulate you for pushing for so long, for so many years, to reach your goals. I think you can be an inspiration.
Thank you so much.
To young girls. And
thank you so much.
I'm really happy to speak with all of you. Thank you.
All right. So before we wrap up, Lisa, any last words for the girls?
Okay, I had to find that mute button. You guys can take a deep breath. The worst part is over. I think this is one of the hardest parts. Hopefully being off camera helped a little bit, but congratulations, you're done with this round, and I'm so excited to see who the winner is.
Well, definitely one girl from this room. Mercy, any last comments or any questions to some of the girls?
Yeah, so no, I do have a question. I wanted to ask, for those that know nothing about Pakistan, what beautiful place or thing would you share with them to introduce them to your country and culture?
Oh, something light.
Okay, cool. So I think it would definitely be the food and the northern part of Pakistan, which would be Hunza Waskardu, which is beautiful, beautiful. And I feel like it's just, when you compare it to Switzerland, I honestly, it's just way more better. It's just, we don't have the facilities as you would have in Switzerland, but I would really, really focus on the food. I've traveled all across the world, and I feel like it's one thing that just makes me keep coming back to Pakistan. And everywhere I go, I just carry my spices, and I'm cooking most of the times, because yeah, I mean, it's just one thing if you guys haven't tried Pakistani food, and I'm sure a lot of you would agree with that. It's literally the best in the world. You could, I mean, a lot of you could be biased, but yeah, that's my take on that. Thank you.
I can attest to that. I love Pakistani food.
Thanks for the question, Missy. That's a really, really cool question. Pakistan previously has been kind of like posed as, and I'll just say it openly, like a terrorist country for the longest time. People are afraid of visiting it. And, and me living in United States, I've been trying on my own to help them understand and be a representative of like, hey, one person does not represent the entire population of a country of Pakistan. That is truly exciting. So, and on Instagram Reels, I'm seeing, just like number 2 said, Reels of northern areas and how beautiful they are and how lush they are and how you can actually go snowboard there and ski there, and those activities that you could do in places like Switzerland or America or anywhere else. So I would want to showcase that. I also want to showcase the culture. I think some of the wedding culture with the mehndi and the dances are really, really getting out there too, which is exciting to showcase that, we are an open culture. We are very welcoming. We care about women. We also do have a lot of fun. We are normal people, right? Just trying to get through hustle bustle of life. It's not just a lot of people like in different video games like Call of Duty put like a sepia filter and show like a desert when they talk about Pakistan. And I really want to change that view. So, grab a bunch of photographers. Let's go out there. Let's show them what Pakistan is about. Food, culture, music, dancing, education, even religion, right? Like showing the beauty of the religion, because for the longest time, Islam has been also considered, a terrorist religion, but it's not. It's really a beautiful religion advocating for a lot of women too. So it's difficult to show that side, but I think if we all do it together, it's going to make a huge change. So I do think like that stereotype, I would love to remove, because I'm sure many of you probably have to hear about it day to day, and I would love to, hear from others too. How would they do that? So thank you.
I would emphasize the diversity, as others mentioned. It is important to realize that there are so many religions and cultures within Pakistan itself, and I believe that everyone should learn about them and teach themselves why is Pakistan important within others and ourselves. Thank you.
There are many things. So for the last 24 years, I've always lived my life in Karachi. I've visited up north. That is beautiful, beautiful. So yeah, I would motivate others to, check the beauty of Pakistan, like Hunza Skardu, as the previous candidate mentioned. Also, a disclaimer: if you don't eat spicy food, do not try Pakistani food, because Pakistani food is comes with a lot of spices. And when it comes to music, I'm really, really obsessed. Like, I love Pakistani music. I love singing and dancing, though my friends think I'm a terrible singer. But yeah, I'm obsessed with Pakistani music. And also, we celebrate every festival over here, not just Eid, because it's Islamic Republic of Pakistan. We do celebrate Christmas and Holi as well. So that's something that I would want to promote, that it is a community that celebrates every religious festival. So yeah, that's something that I would want to promote.
Yes, thank you so much for that question, Mercy. The two things that are sticking out to me that I would love to share about Pakistan is first the hospitality of our people. I think we love to feed well to our guests, and we love to accommodate and go out of our ways to make somebody feel comfortable in our homes, in our lives. That is one thing. And then the second thing, which kind of number 5, I think hit on, was the diversity of our people. I think whenever I share that I'm from Pakistan and I share about my culture, I think most people think that all Pakistanis are conservative, but I think yes, there are conservative families in Pakistan, but there's some that aren't. Like, I come from a very liberal family, and it's something that not a lot of people know about Pakistan. So these are the two things I would love to talk about to somebody who has never heard of Pakistan. Thank you.
Yes, so I would also love to highlight the music of Pakistan. So Bollywood has a lot of crossover with Indian and Pakistani culture. Everyone knows Aishwarya Rai, Priyanka Chopra, all of these amazing actresses within Bollywood. Some as big, if not bigger than some Hollywood stars we know. So it's a booming and beautiful industry. I grew up as a young Pakistani girl watching these amazing films on TV, and just the production, the music, it just really, really strikes you. So I think it's such a beautiful part of our culture. And whenever I would have friends over, at some points I used to be a little embarrassed that my mom was blasting, her music, and my dad was blasting their music, but my friends would be like, oh my goodness, like, this is amazing. And then I really, really grew to love and appreciate where I come from. And I truly dedicate it to the music that I grew up listening to and the films that I grew up listening to. So that's something I would love to highlight, to showcase the culture to people that aren't as aware of Pakistani culture.
There is so much that Pakistan offers to the world, but I think that so much of my life I've been asked why I do not wear the hijab or the headscarf, even though I am Pakistani. And something I would share is that the culture is very different than religion in a sense. In the country, females have the choice to wear headscarf or not, and it is something that we can or we can't do. It's up to us because we come from various cultures inside the country in our own interpretation on the religion and not what radicals tell us to believe, because there are radicals in all religions, all countries, not just Pakistan. And that's something I would like to share to others. But regardless of the, I guess, deep side of things, I would say something that is super unique to Pakistan is the hospitality for tourists and visitors. Regardless of where they come from, you are welcomed here, because in Pakistan, even though it's the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, we celebrate and understand various practices in regards to religion and cultures. Just like another one of you all said, we celebrate Christmas, we celebrate Holi, we celebrate all. You are all more than welcome to come. And actually, a funny story I had, which was very amazing to me, was one night when I was driving in Pakistan, in Karachi, I saw a car break down in front of me. They had a flat tire. And a motorcyclist drove right behind that car with the flat tire and put its front wheel behind the back right flat tire and pushed the car along until they reached a safe exit. This is something that Pakistanis are known for, their kindness of their hearts. And that's something I want to show the world, that we are not just a radical religion of headlines that we make on news. We are so much more than that. We are kind people, and we will put our hearts and our hands out for those.
I was actually going to talk about hospitality as well, because Pakistan is famous for it. For example, like if a tourist wants to eat street food, the people of Pakistan will never, ever, ever let you pay for it. They'll be like, you're a guest, it's free for you. They will force you, you can't pay, just eat. That's what Pakistan is famous for. I believe their hospitality, they are really, really kind. And I think people should visit the northern areas of Pakistan, especially their food. It's food in northern areas of Pakistan is really organic. It is. It's so fresh, and the air is so fresh that the food itself tastes really different from the normal food that you usually eat. So I feel everyone will love that once they go to Pakistan. And Pakistan is not the same as before. Pakistan have huge malls. Pakistan have amazing architecture around. Go to Islamabad, go to Lahore. Amazing. It's an amazing place.
Thank you so much. I haven't gotten the chance to see much of Pakistan since I've lived in New York most of my life, but my dad has mentioned a place to me called Murray. Maybe some of you girls probably know about it. I think it's a hill station. It's a summer resort where tourists go, and I was shocked to know that Pakistan even has something like that. I'm very excited to maybe see it one day. Maybe we can all take a trip, you never know. It's known for its breathtaking scenery and fresh mountain air and serene atmosphere, and I hope I can experience that one day. And something that number 5 said, it was number 7, sorry, number 5. I actually agree with you about the music thing, how we would like hide our music and hide our faces when our parents would, of course, blast it as soon as we reach school. But oh my God, I'm so happy that we grew out of that because our culture is so rich and our music is so amazing. So many countries sample our music. We don't even know that they're doing it. I started researching on that more recently. So we're very impactful all around the world, and I'm very proud of that. Thank you.
All right. Mercy, are you happy with those answers?
Yeah, no, I'm very satisfied with those answers. It gave me an interesting introduction to what I have to look forward to when I'm learning more about Pakistan. So thank you so much for sharing.
And of course, Josh, before we end our blind introductions, your
I'm
last word.
happy that here to break stereotypes.
Mhm.
And it is a big challenge for me to start Miss Universe Pakistan because, of course, for sure, you know why. But I keep on pushing it because I know that one person cannot change the world, but maybe one day one world can change for one person. So I know that we can all do this together, and we're all in this together. And thank you so much to all of you ladies. You are all winners for me. Thank you so much to our very inspirational judges for keeping it with us, Mercy and Lisa. And I'm looking forward to having you all in the next round. And thank you so much, Ian, as well, for your beautiful coordination.
All right. Thank you, girls. I'll be in touch soon. Good night, everyone.